How's everybody going? It is another Hambone to the movies, discussing some topics that are coming across. One of the ones that I wanted to talk about was this little piece coming from discussing film. Jake Gyllenhaal is going to star in a supernatural romantic thriller directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, thing about this is M. Night Shyamalan, I'm not going to lie to you guys, and this might be like, a super hot take from a lot of people, but M. Night Shyamalan is one of my top three directors of all time that I love to watch the movies. Now, is every movie that he put out there a banger? No, but he puts out a lot of movies that I like, sometimes even love. Like, I really like the 2024 Trap. I thought that movie was actually really cool and fun to watch. I like Split. I would like Glass. I even liked Old. It wasn't like this super like crazy film or anything, but I kind of liked like the message it was trying to send and stuff in the film, and I thought it was shot well. He always kind of shoots his films pretty good. But also Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense. I like Knock at the Cabin. I like The Visit, Village, Signs. I even like The Happening. I know a lot of people have a lot of stuff they don't like about that as far as like acting and stuff like that was done in the film. Now, I will say this: he does have a couple of like movies that people, hate. The Last Airbender, After Earth, that kind of thing. So that's one of those deals where it's like, okay, well, it's pretty good. You know, he has a pretty good track record, is basically what I'm saying. And to me, it's even a better track record than most people have with M. Night Shyamalan. But the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is not just because it's a new movie coming out by one of my favorite directors, but this film is based on an original story co-created by Shyamalan. I want you to look right there. The novelist Nicholas Sparks. Yeah, you're talking about the the lady uh, that has put out like a bunch of love stories that a lot of people love and like to read. They've even made movies. Some of the most popular like love story movies out there. It's done by this novelist and Shyamalan coming together to make a movie, and it's going to be a supernatural romantic thriller. And that's one of the things when people ask me, why do you like horror so much? Why do you like to watch horror movies and all this stuff? One of the main things I always say is that with horror, there is no rules. If you're making a romantic comedy, if you're making a comedy period, all this stuff, yeah, there are like things you can do, but the movie's got to be, if it's a comedy, funny. If it's a romantic movie, it's got to be romantic. It's got to have those things in there. Now, the one thing you would say is like horror's got to kind of have some horror element to it. But the biggest thing to me with horror is the reason why I say it has no rules is because this movie could start off being one of the sweetest, tear jerking love stories or whatever you want to say ever, right? But something happens at a certain point in the movie and it completely changes the atmosphere. It completely changes the feeling, and it becomes a horror movie in an instant. And that's why I say it has no rules. Like you really couldn't start a pure action movie, and then all of a sudden, 45 minutes in, it becomes a comedy. I mean, you could try it, but it's probably not going to feel right. You couldn't start a superhero movie, right? And then all of a sudden, you turn it into a slasher or something like that to a certain point at the end of it, like when the main thing's like the superhero. But you can't, and that's one of the things, like even Marvel's kind of like not done as great, is like intermingling too much comedy in their more serious like superhero movies and stuff like that. I think they need to like kind of pull that back and rein it back. You can have some comedy mixed in, but you can't be doing that. But that's the part, like I said, I love about horror, is this could be the start of a great romantic film, and then all of a sudden on a dime it turns into something else, like at one moment, and boom, it's a horror movie. And this is going to be very interesting. This tag team duo here of M. Night Shyamalan and Sparks like coming together to do this is really has me interested. Because look, the one thing about Shyamalan, he has really interesting ideas, and like he makes these movies that make you think, which I love. He's good about putting like these undertones of things you can see in the story that maybe you don't even notice at first, but you watch it the second time and it's like, oh yeah, I see what he was saying there, and everything else. He doesn't beat anybody over the head most of the time. Most of the time it's subtle You know, it's just something that's kind of underlying, and you really have to think about it a little bit. And I love movies that make me think, and that's probably one of the reasons why I like him so much. But like one of the biggest thing, I'm just interested in this duo because you know, sometimes on some of his like a couple of his movies, you know, you can say, oh, the dialogue's not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. But if you're tag teaming here with Sparks, who writes novels and stuff for like a living, this might be really good, right? I don't think this is going to be the Anakin Skywalker sitting in the sand love story, all sans course, I hate sand bullshit, right? I think this is actually going to be possibly like a really good just duo. And I think, you know, sometimes maybe this needs to happen more when it comes to that. So, and I wonder how much Sparks is going to have as far as like the movie being shot. You know, is she going to be on set? Is she going to be helping out? You know, sometimes you have to change some dialogue. You have to change the screenplay just a little bit. She's going to be there to help with that and everything else. But nah, man, it's also cool to see original stories out there. Let me know. Hey, let me know if you think it's a hot take for me to have M. Night Shyamalan as one of my top 3 directors. Let me know what you think about this tag team duo here, if you think it's a good idea or not, you know. And just put it down in the comments. And please like and subscribe. You can join our Discord now for free, and you can join us in on stuff like post credits and stuff with the Ko-fi account, coffee account, whichever way they're supposed to say it, but that'll be in the descriptions below. Until next time, peace.